So, hi, I'm Yana, and I'm going to be talking about myself, which is fun. So, basically, I am going to present my story with data and my story with Power BI and how I do this. So, who am I? I'm a consultant, and I am involved in the IT community. Currently, I consult to BC Housing as a BI analyst. But for the past 11 years, I've been doing SharePoint, and we have another SharePoint user group person here. And say hi, Miguel. And also, I am, well, I love beer, so so that's one way to present myself. Another way to present myself is with my, of course, resume. So my story starts with this line. So I was looking for a job. And I think that all of you here are familiar with this situation. And I was looking for a job, and I was looking for an inspiration. How am I supposed to write my resume? I Googled, or Bing, I use Bing, of course, and I have, found Marissa Meyer's resume. Now, this is a sample resume that was in a Business Insider article. And I think you all can see several things that are a little bit different in this resume than in your typical resume, right? So she has things that she achieved, strengths, languages, and other things, but she has also this, a day in my life. And she has insights, and she has her capacity in languages. I would say her German and my Spanish are correlated. And things looking a lot differently. And she is able to, if she had used this resume, she would be able to differentiate herself from other candidates. So I did not use iconographic, but I thought, what else can I do with my resume except just sending it? So I started this as any other project. As a product manager, I would do a project. So I started with the business need. Who is my audience? Why I want them to see it? And what do I want to show them? So who's my audience? Recruiters, potential employers, people that go to user groups. So all of them, what do I want to show them? I want to show them my experience. I want to show them that I worked globally. I want to show them that I worked in many industries. And I also want to show them a day in my life, but this is a little bit further. Then I had the technical requirements. Do I need real-time update? I mean, once a month is probably quite enough for this kind of entrepreneur. Do I need custom visuals? Sure. Do I need to share it? Yes, I do not want it to be something static that is just in my Power BI tool. I want everybody to see it. Do I need mobile? Yes, I need it to be presentable in mobile, at least on the basic side. So why not to create it with Power BI? And I already showed the end result. But we also done all the product management lifecycle, including the testing part. The testing part was done with Israel. Hi there, have you seen my page at 5 a.m. with my sister? So the requirements gathering and this whole product managing with myself was quite a different experience, but at least I got to see result. So let's walk through the technical part, because this is the Power BI user group, and we are just interested, how did you do it? For some of you, it's probably going to be trivial, because it is trivial. Those are just the basic features of Power BI. For some of you, it's going to be, wow, you can do it, but all of you can just download Power BI and do the same thing. So I started by creating the database. The database is basically a link to a SharePoint library. I will show you later on where it is located and the database itself. And it's an Excel file. I did also a Google spreadsheet file and connected it, but the updates seem to be a little bit better with the Excel file online than the Google spreadsheet. Then, after I did that, I have formatted the data as a table. This is a very important step that most of us keep forgetting, and then Power BI says, oh, I cannot see any table here, so I cannot connect. Then I connected the data. Data source in Power BI, this is something that Ken showed previously, and Charles showed here previously. You just basically go to the folder, just same way you would do with any other tool, find the file and connect to the data. Then the report itself. Then I've started building the report itself. We will see the report in live. Choosing the visuals, rethinking the data quality, because coordinates that were out of Google Map did not work in Power BI. I needed to take them from Bing and other things like this. I eventually just made the city because the city's name. Just one example about data quality and how things just go wrong during the part that you are doing the visuals. And then, what were the questions in the business need? I haven't done that yet, and I'll show you why. The next thing was publishing. Just like Ken showed you last month. The publishing is just publish the data, publish the report, and adding the link to the site. When you publish the report, one of your ways to publish, and I'll go through the video, is just to publish it on the site, and it goes as an iframe. And this is the only coding part. This little iframe that is created is just copy and paste into the site. So let's see what it actually looks like. So this is how it looks like. This is in my site. You can see the URL. So everybody's invited to go and to correct my spelling mistakes. And here you can see that all the places that I worked in. For some reason, I decided to concentrate in South America instead of North America. But here we go. We have all the Calgary and the Vancouver experience, and of course the Israel experience. Now, months work in each industry, because my experience is across industries, so I have several months that work across industries. And we can see, for example, that in resources, oil and gas, I worked for 21 months in few organizations. So you can see through Avanade and through Crescent Point, I worked most of the time in this specific oil resources, in the resources industry. Also, just like Marissa Meyer, I have a day in a life, but this one is a week in my life, based on 168 hours a week. And this is not interactive because it's just for fun and to look like Marissa Meyer resume. So what basically I did, yeah, why not? So what basically I did, I went to my Power BI HTML page, which I did in Notepad++, nothing too fancy, and I have added this. You recognize it probably from the picture in the slide. I have added this iframe in the container. That's all. That's the technical part. That's the coding part. So what did I add out there? Everybody recognize this screen. This is my Power BI. The Power BI is connected through get data, through the get data to this specific document, which is in my BI site. I switched a lot of screens right now. This is a BI site in my SharePoint, in my Office 365. In this BI site, I have documents. In this document library, I have the work location. This is the Excel that you see. I'm not opening it online because it's going to take forever until everything opens. But you can see that all the differences, that all the data is basically here. This is my database. If I change a location, if I change some information here, like for example, I've added this month of March. My experience is still in Canada, still in Burnaby, still in BC housing. So as soon as I add it here, it appears in my dashboard. So what is the magic that makes it appear in my dashboard? It's a very simple magic of just refreshing the dashboard. And anything that I add up here, for example, if I want to change this title, let's see if we can edit. Oh, come on now, edit report. If I want to change the title to be work in each industry, I change the title, I save the report, and after the report is saved, the title is supposed to change right here. It worked yesterday, I promise. Now, once, okay, now it's supposed to work. I removed the word. No, it's not working. Oh, here we go. It worked, okay? So that's how fast it refreshes. Now, if I update the data in my database, in my Excel file, it's not going to be that fast. Again, something that Ken talked about it previously. There are several refresh options according to what basically you pay to Microsoft and how frequently it's going to be refreshed. I don't need it to be refreshed every minute or every hour or something like this. So for me, I input the data there, I see it tomorrow morning, and I'm perfectly fine with that. If you need real-time data, there's the ability to do it through API, through data connections in a different way, or just do the refresh schedule in a more timely manner. So, just on my last slide, before I finish my 15 minutes and have time for questions, so I have my last slide here to say what is basically, going to be the future of this. No, come on, you're going to do this or not? Sorry. Yes. Yes. No. Okay, never mind. Let's do it just from here. Storytelling with data is the next step for me. So I have written this book, Storytelling with Data. I really recommend you. And I know that what I have done, for example, is not matching the Gestalt laws, which are 9 rules of how I should present the data and how I should present even presentation. It doesn't have to be just about data. And I know that the story has to use the right visualizations. For example, she's really against pie charts, and she explains that in her book. So this is one thing that you can say. And the reasons are mentioned in her book. So this is something that I will do in the future. I will improve the data visualizations that I have used, the reporting tool that I have used, in order to target my audience and to give the message in a clear way. So I don't want to use only geographic locations. I would like to broaden up a little bit about the tools I've used, about the technologies, maybe more about the clients, and less about geographical location. So this is for me the next step in the data visualization of the story. So, any questions?
Can you go back to Office 365? Yes, the SharePoint comes with the Office 365.
Yes, yes.
Okay. It's paid version.
Yes, Office 365 is a part of it. Is SharePoint. You have Excel, Word, you have other tools, and of course OneDrive for Business and Power BI. You can see all the tools mentioned right here.
Totally depends on the SKU you buy, what you get. It's kind of like a bundle, right? So you can pick the service you want. E3 includes all these, E1
E5,
does not, yeah. E5 does, plus a bunch more. So.
Business Essentials will give it everything online and nothing on your PC. So it's pretty expensive.
Generally, I would say if you're looking at Office 365, though, look at the enterprise level SKUs. Do not go into something like Business Professional because it actually doesn't have half the stuff that you really need, and it's really bad at telling you what it's not giving you. So enterprise SKUs are awesome.
So it's up to you. Office 365, like Excel, for example, they can. It's regarded. Each organization has their own subscription and stuff. Power BI is not. Anything else?
Do you use the Data Gateway? I saw something saying Data Gateway. Do you use the Data Gateway for anything?
Not for this one.
Oh,
Not for this one. Is just file connected. I synchronize it. There's like the once-a-day synchronization. Not for this one. I'm still experimenting with that.
Is there any opportunity to use LinkedIn as a data source for your report?
There will be. It's a good question.
Yeah.
There will be an opportunity. Right now, it's not something that I have fully explored.
Okay.
But we can do it. Twitter and Meetup. Meetup, for example, I did in our series. So there are several other sites that we can do.
Is there an API for LinkedIn? Because there is for Meetup that's open, but I don't know.
I think it's. I haven't seen. I've seen, for example, that places like NHL, for example, they closed
There's a
it.
premium subscription.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Subscription.
That's what Salesforce was complaining when Microsoft acquired LinkedIn. APIs, and Microsoft promised that all of the APIs will stay open, and so they could connect the Salesforce.
Yeah. Hi, this is Nick from Microsoft.
This is Nick Nash.
Nick from Microsoft, yes.
Yeah, sorry I barged on this meeting, but like I deal with questions around Power BI on a daily basis. I am happy to see how many people came today. So I'm responsible for selling Power BI. And I'm certainly here to gather some of the feedback from you guys, because we are seeing a lot of interest, we are hoping that the system integrator community and consulting community will carry on with enabling themselves, and I'm here as well to hear what would you guys want beyond what you can do on your own. What would you like Microsoft to help you out with the Power BI, to be more capable of carrying the Power BI as a product and as something that you want to develop as part of your portfolios. So either in your organizations where you are doing it, or if you are independent consultants that are utilizing Power BI.
It would be interesting to have opportunity to become to offer the partnership as a BI consultants. I know that you're offering the partnership, but just kind of structured differently.
Yeah, so we have a partner program where you need to go through a certain process on getting the references and getting some of the competencies, as we call them. And there is as well a program for the overall data platform for that and business analytics. And you could do that right now. There is certainly, there was quite a bit of when we started Power BI, the Power BI version 2 was really just a year and a half old. And a year and a half ago, we had a big push on signing up the new partners and kind of red carpet type of program for anybody that is outside that doesn't know anything about Power BI. These are the partners that can help you out. So we do have some partner, but I'll write down my email here, and you can send me some of the things if you really want. Thank you. Specifically around the partnership.
You mentioned about using Google Sheets. What was the knock against Google Sheets?
Okay, so basically I use Google Sheets to do the same thing, to have the database and connect it into the Power BI.
And it worked?
It worked, but I preferred it in SharePoint because I present also in SharePoint and things around Office 365. But it worked perfectly, the same way I did this.
So you would look up a Google Sheet just by clicking File, Browse.
Yeah, get data in the Power BI. In get data, you can basically give it the URL of the Google Sheet. It's a little bit hidden. You need to find it inside the maps. It tells you Google. It doesn't tell you Google Sheet. It just tells you data source, and you need to put it in URL.
The only caution I would throw on that is in November or December, they changed one of the ways that the M code compiles for get web contents. Okay. And if it does something specific to the web contents, like you can get the web page, that's no problem. If you're actually getting data out of the web page, all the solutions that I broke that used getting data from the web, every single one of them broke, and you need a data gateway to refresh it. So that was a challenge. So if it's actually using that to grab it out, you may have to use a data gateway in order to be able to deal with it. But I haven't tried specifically with Google Sheets for the scheduled refresh.
So the thing is that it adds this at the end of the data, this thing. For some reason it has the title of powerBi by this, but this what appeared as soon as I have connected it to Power BI. So for me it was uncomfortable to resave it as a table to add the extra lines. At the end, okay, when I scroll to the end, those were not generated. This is something that I had to do manually. You see, it doesn't format like this. So I had to okay, now I need to redesign the whole table and to resave the thing. Okay, so I just left it at that and continued with the Excel. But I guess in the next version, it's not going to happen. Because in Excel, it did it automatically, just added a line to the table and to the table format. This was one of the second reasons why not taking Google Sheets.
Was it successful strategy to use it as a resume? Power BI? Did you get
not yet. But it's a fun demo, and I showed it to my current clients also and other places, and it's fun to see and differentiate a little bit.
Good luck.
All right, I guess.
So when Power BI updates the spreadsheet, does it upload or does it update the entire sheet? Does it just grab the new rows?
Depends how you define it. You can make it uploaded to in or just the data connection? There are two options when you start.
No, I guess what I'm asking is, does it just update the deltas or does it update the entire sheets? I mean, the same thing in my sheet tables, right? So let's say you got like millions of rows, but I just added 100 rows. Does it just grab that 100 rows or does it reload the entire million rows?
Yeah, it's a data refresh in Power BI or with Power Query in Excel is a full refresh every single time. There's no way to get the delta incremental change. Yeah.
Is that something coming?
It's a really, really, really